Charles Fisher joins us live in studio this morning to talk about his continued series on women in policing. But Charles, before we get to that, I know you're a parent, you're a father. Talk a little bit about virtual learning. I know Charlie is probably very active this time around. Talk a little bit about that and the fact that you're going to be here at work while she's going to be at school at home.
Both myself and her mom is going to be at work, so it's going to be quite difficult. But like most parents, their kids were on computers all summer, TikTok, Instagram, and all those stuff. So if they can't catch on to the virtual learning, they need heavy discipline because they got onto that computer so easy during the summer, doing all kind of things. She putting out videos and stuff like that. So if these kids can't catch on to that virtual learning, they just don't want to let on. You know what I'm saying?
So Charlie's a TikTok princess, I guess.
She better be a TikTok princess or be a...
So talk to me a little bit about your story coming up in your series.
Yes, as I continue my story this morning with women and high-ranking officials on the police force, we're going to take a trip over to Grand Bahama. It's a very interesting story yesterday, like we had with Shanta Knowles out of Eleuthera. This one is from Grand Bahama, but she was born here in New Providence, transitioned over there to Grand Bahama, and she's doing quite a good job. She's been ahead of many departments, as you'll hear in this story right now. She is presently second in command in Grand Bahama. Chief Superintendent Kimberly Taylor has spent more than 37 and a half years on the force. One visit changed her whole life.
It was during my senior year at R.M. Bailey Senior High School when we were celebrating Careers Week, and a chief inspector came to our school and introduced the Royal Bahamas Police Force to us. It was then that my passion developed. 2 years later, I enlisted into the Royal Bahamas Police Force along with 21 other women. Today, there are 8 of us who are in command positions.
A part of that historic all-female squad back in 1983, she is a Nassau girl who has made her rounds.
I was deployed at the Traffic Division. Some 9 months later, I was selected to join the elite unit known as Special Branch back then, but today we know it as the Security Intelligence Branch. I served at the Security Intelligence Branch for some 10 and a half years, after which I was selected to go on attachment to another unit known as the Complaints Unit to assist that department with several investigations. Having been at that area for about a year, I developed, my interest peaked in general policing. What I love about general policing is the interaction with the members of the public and colleagues. I was privileged to have had persons who poured their knowledge into me, and I felt it was only fitting that I reciprocate. I would describe myself as being a proponent for on-the-job training. I enjoy training the younger officers.
The journey did not stop there.
I was transferred to Security Intelligence Branch in 2009, where I served as Deputy Director. Some 2 to 3 months later, I took over the Security Intelligence Branch and became the first female director.
Then came the move to the second city, where things took off.
2010, I was transferred to Grand Bahama, where I served as the first female commander of the Drug Enforcement Unit. My time there at the Drug Enforcement Unit was some 3.5 years, after which I was transferred to the Complaints and Corruption Branch, where I served as the officer in charge there. Following that, I served at the Lucaya Police Station, and then I was transferred to the 8 Mile Walk Division, which is the largest policing division in the entire Royal Bahamas Police Force. I served as the officer in charge for some 2 years. I was then transferred to the prosecution department as officer in charge, after which I was transferred to police headquarters, where I am currently the second in charge of the Grand Bahama and Northern Bahamas.
It was not all about crime fighting in a tenure.
Some of my most memorable times during my service in the Royal Bahamas Police Force include my rendering aid duties to former U.S. presidents' wives and also the wife of Premier of Taiwan, Madam Yu. I also was responsible for the plainclothes security detail for the Miss Universe pageant in 2009, and I am proud to say that that pageant, the 8 days that the contestants were in the Bahamas, the entire process went without incident.
When she first started, there was around 20 women, about 15% of the force. Today, there are close to 1,000 females on the force, making it a little over 20%.
I cannot imagine serving in any other government department because the monotony of it, I think, would have paved a path straight to the Royal Bahamas Police Force. I am proud to say that I served with distinction. I will retire with my integrity intact, and I want to encourage my female colleagues to continue to serve with excellence, because as we evolve, we can only become stronger and better. And I want women out there who are interested in joining the Royal Bahamas Police Force to remember that you must have that passion. Once you have that passion and drive for policing, your career can take you almost anywhere.